Alright, so here's a quick update video on my 2023 NASCAR Group Build. As you know, I'm working on the 1991 Bill Elliott Ford Thunderbird Coors Light car. So I've showed you the engine completed. I've showed you the body that is under primer, did the sanding. So I'm going to show you a box of random painted parts. So just showing you what I do and where I'm at. So let's start with the radiator here because I was just working on this guy here. This is two parts. The AMT comes, it's half. And if you look on the bottom here, you can see where the line is there. You glue the two halves together. What I do after I glue them together is I just kind of sand the sides a little bit and the top. As you can see, there is no seam anymore, just by sanding. So after you paint that, you don't even notice it. So I don't know if this is going to be silver or black yet. I'm going to look at some reference photos, but that looks good. So let's take a look at some other parts I have here. So I just started working a little bit on some parts and show you what I got here. So I painted the springs black. This is where the front axle goes into, the wheels go into, I don't know what you call that. Painted black. Then I painted the springs black. I usually paint them silver, but I did them black because I'm either going to do yellow or blue on them. I may do yellow in the front, blue in the back, vice versa. Did the black to kind of give it a little shadow, a little depth. Painted the drive shaft white with silver ends because NASCAR always has white drive shafts. These are the shocks. I don't know what color I'm going to paint them yet, but silver is always a good place to start. Got the. I'm not painting the brakes on here. I like the AMTs because it comes with the brakes. The monograms don't come with the brakes, but if you leave the brakes off on the AMT kit, the wheels actually sit better underneath the car. So there's a little tip there on the AMT. Leave it off, the wheels sit snug underneath the car. Let's do another tree here. So here's the roll cage here. So the roll cage on this car is red, and I just painted it Rust-Oleum Gloss Cherry Red. Why Gloss Cherry? Because I think that was on sale. But anyways, Rust-Oleum 2X. This is what I use for the red roll cages. So, alright, so over here it's got the window net. The window net on the car is red, so I'm going to do some silver painting for the metal latches and the, I don't know, little supports there on the bottom. What I like here on the AMTs, it has the oil filter on the front, so I'll get that painted. Probably white. Here's the firewall. One thing I don't like about the AMT kits is the firewall is kind of, leaves more to the imagination. The monograms are definitely way more detailed. It's got all the stuff you would need there. So let's go to another tree here. Again, more parts for the roll cage. Fuel tank, which is really cool. So I'm going to paint that up, make that look real nice. Fire extinguisher, get that painted looking good. Front suspension here, just parts of the front suspension here. This will be painted black with some silver trim on it. Make it look nice. That's the front hoses to the engine, so that'll be painted black and whatnot. Exhaust will be painted like a steel or something. What do we got here? More shocks, either front and or rear shocks, and the part of the drivetrain there. So again, shocks are in silver. Don't know what color I'm painting them yet. What we got here? Part of the rear, suspension. It's part of the drivetrain here. I don't know what you would call this, but painted it flat black and touched it up with some silver details. There's a little touch up on the black there. No biggie. I also noticed when I showed the engine earlier on another video, I didn't put the breathers on. So the breathers, probably paint those black. Put those bad boys on the valve covers. The seats. So the seat, I normally paint a flat-ish black. This is a matte black. A flat black, and then I do the inside red. Kind of give it a little different color there. That's like the cushion, whatever. Since this roll cage is red, I'm going to paint it gray. And here is the chassis. So that bad boy will go on here with a nice two-tone black and gray. And nothing here to look at, just a good coat of red. So everything will go on this. They always tell you to build the roll cage up first on it and then flip it over and do the suspension. I like to do the suspension first because I like for everything to sit right. And then I build the roll cage around it. Because I feel like when you're doing the suspension after the roll cage is done, I feel like it's got a lot of space to mess things up. There's some gloss black parts here. This is underneath the car, the rear drivetrain. So, yeah, get some silver detail painted on here. Get some nice paint on there to detail that up a bit. What do we got here? Another part of the roll cage there. Let's get these off to the side. More roll cage. Here's the dashboard. It's got some nice detail on it there, so we'll paint those. Probably the gauge is white, silver, and the knobs there. Starter boxes are usually red. Flat black for the rear and back deck lids there. Back deck lid, and that's actually the dashboard. Top. AMT comes with a really cool gas canister, painted it red. Get some detail paint on there, some silvers, whites, whatnot. Backing wheel hubs, black. Battery compartment here, which usually goes right about here. It flips over like this. I painted it silver just to give a little more depth of color. I know it should be red, but silver should look good. Speaking of silver, this goes on the front over here, over the radiator. That would look nice. Steering wheel, it's looking sharp. That bad boy's going to have some silver inserts on it. And let's just lay out a bunch of other parts here. Nothing spectacular to look at. A-arms, I like to paint black and then do the silver detailing on them. Make it look like bolts on there. Real nice. Again, shocks, springs, I'm not sure if it's going to be yellow or blue yet. So, I got it all laid out here. Movie magic. We'll have some stuff painted. And through the weird movie magic cutaway gig that we just witnessed, we got some stuff painted. We got some stuff glued together. So let me show you where we're at here. So I did little dots for, not little dots, but little boom, boom, boom with the white on the gauges of the dashboard here. So I noticed I did not have any red Testors paint for the starter boxes. So that's going to hold off for a second. But we got it ready to roll. So I took pieces of the roll cage off the trees, ready to roll. Like I said, I don't have any red paint, so it will touch up some of the red there where it was on the trees. On the one side of the roll cage here, it's got that nice silver box there, which I'm not really sure is for, but needs a little touch up. I got the silver. Did little silvers around the window netting there where the latches are. Looks pretty decent. And then up front, I did the oil filter there where that is at. So that should look pretty cool. And then just more pieces here I did. Here's the firewall. Like I said, it's got no details on it compared to the monogram ones, but I got the pedals all hooked up. And I didn't do anything with the engine hose yet. Drive shaft looks pretty cool. It's just white with silver ends on it there, really sharp. Chair, like I said, I did it the black, and I was going to do it the gray interior, kind of like the seat padding, whatever. That came out pretty decent. I needed 2 coats of that because it go over to black. Did the seat belts in blue with the silver there. They're kind of molded in there. They're not very great seat belts on here, and the also painted blue. I guess that's some kind of a wire connector there. Just did that blue. So, the exhaust here, doggy came in. Hey, Poochie Noodle. Hey, you jumping up on me? You jumping up? You want to say hi to the people? Hey, 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 hey. Oh, you kissed the camera? There you go. Yeah, everyone got a kiss from the doggy. So, I did this really cool color here. It's a great color, but it didn't take too well to the... I don't know what happened here, because the red is still showing. It was this Model Master gray metallic. Really cool looking. Just didn't take to the red very well, so I may just kind of sand this down a little bit and either do it like white or black, maybe just a black that'll go on the bottom. Doggy jumped up at me again, doggy. Okay, bye-bye. All right, and then did the gas canister. I fell. The gas canister here when I had painted it red there when it was on the tree. When I took it off, it was all not very smooth when you put the 2 pieces together, so I sanded it down just to just get another shot of red all along the way. So anyways, actually it kind of looks kind of cool when you sand it down like that. It's kind of rustic, worn out. Anyways, rear suspension I had a little problem with because the one bar here, this piece here, was bent over. So when I tried to put the rear end on, it kept wanting to fall away, and that was kind of a pain in the butt, and I got black paint all over my hands and whatnot. And springs, I think I'm going to hit again real quick with another quick yellow, because it didn't quite give the effect that I wanted it to. Like I said, I did it in black originally, and then the yellow I was going to go over. Didn't quite get the effect I wanted. So anyways, now that I got this finally together, as you can see, I got the metal axle in there. This is going to go on the bottom of the Dumahooger here, and we're going to carefully get it in there so everything fits all together. So that should look pretty cool when that's done. Yeah, I also did the front suspension because that seemed a little easy. Like I said, I was going to paint the I guess the lower arms there black, silver on everything else. Hooked it up with the upper A arms, and then put the little axle things on there. So those are ready to go when the wheel gets put in there, and it's going to go whoop. And I did, again, yellow around the shocks on the inside there, the springs on the inside. I should say, focus. Focus on everything else but. There we go. Yeah. So, I also did some silver detailing on the chassis there. Just a little silver here where the drive shaft goes, just to kind of break it up a little bit, the red up a little bit. And I got the fire extinguisher, just did the silver paint on. And got these bad boys in here in silver. Now, the fuel tank, I know on the NASCARs are actually red. I did this one blue because the red obviously would blend in with the red chassis. So this needs a lot of touch-up paint. But just did it blue. And then the straps I did in black. Middle piece is silver. Everything coming off of it is aluminum. So I'm going to give a couple touch-ups on that, and we'll make that work a little better. Don't worry, that'll look a lot better on the next video. Next video, or the next time I do some movie magic, and everything's done. So this is where we're at now. And movie magic it. Looking at the roll cage here. If it focuses, there we go. One of the things the AMT doesn't have that the monograms do have is on the roll cages, it does not have the padding. The monograms, they have real nice padding that you just paint black. Give it a flat black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint pieces on the roll cage here to simulate padding, where the padding would be. I did it on an older AMT kit. You can see in there, I got some flat black back there. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see like right there, up there. And then on the door, barely make it off of the visual there. So I'm going to do a little flat black paint on here to show some padding, and then yeah, we'll get this all together here, because right now I got a little bit going together here. So movie magic again. Alright, and with the movie magic segue here, as you can see, I painted the flat black to simulate padding on the roll cage here. This looks really cool if you do it right. And you don't go all the way through the end there, because in the real cars it wouldn't be all the way. So you just kind of do it part way through. I just kind of evened it off with the this roll bar here, and then with the edge of the window net there. And then I did this piece here, which would be over the head here, and then the top piece that goes over everything I did. Again, I didn't go all the way to the edges because the padding would not be all the way to the edges. And then the back row bars, put that over there, which would sit over here. If I had the camera on it, right? So anyways, it goes back there, and then, you know, it has the where the head would go. And then somewhere there's another piece here, which I don't see. There's another piece I painted. It's actually the piece that goes right through here. I painted the roll bar that comes off behind the chair, and then the one roll bar that kind of comes down underneath the dashboard there. It's right here, actually. Boom. So if I had that in the first place, so this actually goes in like that. Flip it around like this. So you see the roll bars are actually next to the chair there. The padding of the roll bar would be next to the chair. So that's going to look really cool, simulated with the roll bar padding. So when I get all this together here, you know, that'll look pretty sharp. So that's where we're at so far. So let's do another little segue. Alright, so as we can see, the roll cage is coming along real nicely. I got the engine in, the shocks in. The shocks in a silver. I think I'm going to repaint this, not silver, gold. I think I'm going to repaint the gold there just to get a little brighter hit there. Yeah, all the radiator stuff looks real nice here. The cowl on it. The engine looks good in there. Front suspension looks nice. Let's flip this around real quick so you can see it. Yeah, it's looking sharp. Roll cage came out real nice itself here. See, I touched up the gas there, and got the rear deck in here. The seats in there. As you can see, the padding painted with the flat black that I told you about. It's looking really good. Looking really good. Flip it around here so you can kind of see it that way. Rear suspension's in. Looking nice, looking nice. The underbody. Had a little issue. Couldn't quite get the headers to meet up with the exhaust there. Need a little touch up on the exhaust there. Got a little scrape there. Also need to touch up a little bit of the red right here. I had a little problem gluing this in, and the silver kind of smeared across a little there, but a little red touch up, not a big deal. So I got the dashboard looking decent here. What I got to do now, because I lost the part, is for the steering wheel, the drive shaft, the steering shaft for it, I can't find. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of spruce and I'm going to kind of thin it down a little bit and then glue it into the back here. Kind of, kind of taper off the end so it fits in there, and then put it in the underneath the dashboard. It'll go right on here, because actually the drive shaft would have a little notch right here where it goes up in there. So I can make that. I've done that before in another car. Not a big deal. So that's where we're at right now with the roll cage. So just got to work on the dashboard a little bit. Like I said, paint another coat of gold on the front shocks there, and we should be looking good. Movie magic time. Alright, so for the steering wheel column, all I did was take a leftover piece of spruce. As you can see, I shaved it down a little bit there if it focuses real nicely. And take the steering wheel and you put it in there. If I can get it on camera. You just put it right in there. You see how well that works right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this to size so it actually fits under here and not, 17 feet long. So I'll probably take an inch or so off this, off the back here. And I'm going to paint this, I think it's black. Double check it. Paint it black, glue it in. There we go. Glue it in, and that's all you need to do. So that's just to taper it off like a pencil. That's all you need it. Come on, phone, focus. That's all you needed to do. Just make sure it fits right in the hole. And get it in the hole. There we go. So you could hear it go in there. Need a dab of glue. It'll be alright. Alright, so after enough work and trials, the roll cage here is pretty much completed. Just got to do the little touch-ups here on the flat black where, and a little bit around the red where the glue kind of hit each other there. But other than that, this is looking pretty good. I put the radiator hose on to the radiator and the engine. For some reason, I can't get the AMTs to kind of quite sit right, but they look pretty good. I kind of just did the orange for the, I guess it would be part of the hose or the wrap there, whatever. But just did that for extra color. I always say, visually appealing, put some extra color on. So, it came out pretty well. This is really sturdy. It's not going anywhere. I did the steering wheel. Unfortunately, I cut the shaft there that I made a little too short. That should stick out a little further, but you know what? It looks pretty good. I need a little flat black touch up on the top there. Like I said, I need to do some on the makeshift roll cage that I made, or makeshift padding I did on the roll cage, because the AMT doesn't come with the padding. Again, underneath, I showed it to you. I had a hard time getting the headers onto the exhaust there. I may play with that one more time. But other than that, the roll cage is done. So I think it looks pretty tasty. It looks pretty good. We're going to head and move on. I already have the video up. If you haven't watched it, check it out. I already have the video up on the body and the paint. Yeah, kind of bled through here. But I got a plan to see what I could do there. And see what I can make of that. And hopefully, yeah, where the white came off back there. And then I'm going to do a video of the how I do my NASCAR wheels and tires, so stay tuned for that. Check that out in a future video. I'm working on that right now. And I thank you for watching, and stay tuned because there's still more videos of the 2023 NASCAR Group Build of the Bill Elliott Ford Thunderbird Coors Light. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in a little bit.